Okay, so hello everyone. I'm just going to show you all how to upload an item into Nyingarn to be transcribed. So firstly, this is the Nyingarn platform workspace at the home page. So these are the different manuscripts that I have access to. Your home screen will look a little bit different to mine. Once you get you choose what item or manuscript you'd like to upload. You select on this thing here, create item. Once it's been selected on, you must follow this. You must follow this naming convention here. So every item in Nyingarn has to start with a letter, and can only have the following characters. So you have the alphabet from A to Z, in uppercase and lowercase, and then also the numbers from 0 to 9, and then also you're allowed to use underscores. Every other symbol on the keyboard you aren't allowed to use because it just won't work. So with that naming convention in mind, that's what you have to give your manuscript name. Generally, what I tend to do is just keep it as the same name from where I got it from. So just say I got my manuscript from IATSIS or the State Library of Queensland or something. They generally have their own naming conventions. And just to make the item easy to link to other sources of things or like remember where you got it from. Generally, I just keep mine in the same name. So the item I'm going to be uploading today is from the the Fryer Library at the University of Queensland, and what they had called it is this here, which is 89 boundary information by A. Johnson. But as you can see, this here doesn't follow the naming convention that we are after. Firstly, it doesn't start with a letter, it starts with a number, and it has spaces and things and full stops, which we can't have. So what I have to do is rename this. Now you can either just copy and paste it into here, change it as we go. So firstly, as I said, it starts with a letter, which this won't allow. So I know who the author of this particular document is, so I'm just going to put their initials, Caroline Tanner Kelly. And then because we can't have spaces, I'm going to give it an underscore. And effectively, I'm just going to remove all these spaces and put an underscore. Oops. Just bear with me as I do that. I can't have a full stop either, so get rid of that underscore and then underscore. What have we done wrong? Must start with a letter. And can only have the following characters. Oh, see how I've got a space here at the end, so that's not going to work. I have to get rid of the space. There we go. So once I select done all that, press create item. Now that the item has been created, we have to upload the particular documents or the pictures, JPEG files that are going to allow us to transcribe. So you go over here to upload data. And now you want to choose the JPEGs. Well, that's one thing I probably should have mentioned at the start is each of the files, you can't upload a file onto Nyingarn as a PDF. It has to first be transferred or changed into a JPEG file, which is a picture file. And you can do that online. If you just search on Google, transfer or convert PDF to JPEG, JPEG or JPG, I'm sure you'd be able to find something. You just drag it in, drop it, and you can download all the JPEG files and do it that way. But because I didn't have to do that, I might make another video on how to do that later on. But firstly, so we want to browse files because, and you find the file that you want to upload. So I have this particular thing here. Now I actually have to rename this as well. So we want to call this CTK. And you have to call it the same thing that you called it up here. So that the computer knows to link this with that. So Caroline Tanner Kelly, 89 underscore boundary information underscore INF. Get rid of the full stop. Underscore. Now, the only other thing you have to add on the actual name of the files themselves is a number at the end. This is to identify the page that this is. If this is the first page of 500, then it has to be called dash, or I've forgotten what that's called for the moment, but dash 00 and then 1. So that's page 1. If they had another page here, it would be 002, 003, all the way up into 500, 501, whatever. So for the moment, you just want to allow for a larger number. So you do 2 zeros and then a 1, and that's what you call it. So now you drag and drop that over here. Skipping far, what have I done wrong? Oh, I had a space still, so I have to get rid of that. Boundary, yep. I didn't put a boundary information. There you go, try again. Drag it up, that worked. So now you have the option, if the naming convention is correct, to upload one file. Press upload. Now Nyingarn will do a whole bunch of thinking, so just let these cogs sort of do their thing. And usually it doesn't take that long. There we go. Now, once that's done, this means that this particular JPEG file has been uploaded to the name of this item. So you can go over here to view item content. There you go. Now you'll have the item in here. It's ready to be transcribed. If you want to transcribe it, you just click on the button or click on the thingo, and there you go. So what this has done is it's automatically OCR'd. So OCR stands for optical character recognition, which means that the computer's tried to recognize what all of this says, and it's written it out by itself. You can get rid of all this and do it yourself if you like, but that's what the Nyingarn generally does. Now, I just want to show you one more thing. If we go back into create item, and I just do a test one called Tom01, we'll just call it Tom. I create this item. Now I have to go and look for it. Now this is one thing I just wanted to quickly show you is when you go to upload data and you drag and drop a file, you always want this here turned on. This will mean that the computer will try to write a transcription for you. So if you have a typed manuscript and it's very easy for the computer to read, then the whole transcription more or less will be completed for you if you select this. If this is selected, pushed over to no like this, then you have to write your entire transcription yourself. So because I didn't do that and I did the, I allowed the OCR to happen, then I have the computer's attempt at transcribing so far. And it's done a decent job. That's pretty close. Yeah, thanks for listening, and sure we'll see you in the next tutorial video.